All right, guns and the 701.com. And I'm here holding down the fort while everybody else is hog hunting.
Everybody's out here down in Florida. How we doing?
Good. Corey, how are you guys doing?
Good, good. We're doing
All
good.
right. And everybody has the nice beverages, the Florida beverages.
Oh yeah.
Well, we all got our
guns in
Kahlua,
the
chocolate milk,
701.
thanks to Mr. David Petty.
There you go. There you go. Hey, real quick,
Oh.
anybody out there, of course, if Corey wants to do it for us, we've got our, hold on a second, Second Amendment, who wants to read it for us?
Gonna read it, Corey?
Oh,
But you,
a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state,
Free
the
state.
right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
All right, now I want you to write that down 20 times until you can say it without having to read it.
There you go. Memorize it. Live it. Breathe
Well,
it.
I'm on vacation, so I'm a little low right now.
That's all right. And I got this for you guys, since you guys are down in Florida right now. If you listen to this for just 1 second.
You think you can keep us out of Florida? We're moving in lock, stock, and barrel. We're going to be in a pool. We're going to be in a clubhouse. We're going to be all over that shuffleboard court. And I dare you to keep me out.
Was that the honeymooners?
You know, it sounded like it. No, actually, it was Seinfeld. But yeah, there's a dare you keep you guys out of Florida. There you go.
I can tell you
All
what,
right,
there's a lot of Dakota boys down here tonight. There's a lot.
There are.
Yeah.
Well, thank God you guys brought Axel down with you, because apparently the buggies and all that were breaking down there for a little bit, right?
Yeah, Axe and Dave hopped in there, a little help with Corey, and got him going. And yeah, you know, we got him going. But I hear you guys want to start a little fire. Should we get that started here before we get going?
Hawk is ready.
Fire going.
We'll get out of the picture.
All right, let's start the fire, boys.
There we go.
That is the flamethrower doing its job. And we got a few
There you
tickets
go.
left, so there you go. All right.
That's how quick it works. That's all right. Well, we got Axel down there. Of course, we got to say good for LAUER Auto. Of course, our great sponsors, also Double H Guns. And you guys, of course, having a good time. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But before we get on to that, we're going to talk a little bit about guns and, well, credit cards. And apparently that's been a bit of contentious thing lately. Now, I got this came out that American Express, Visa, MasterCard move ahead with a code to track gun store purchases in California. They want to make this, of course, all the stuff happening in California. They're trying to make that as an example for every other state to jump on board. But major credit card companies moving to make merchant code available for firearm and ammunition dealers in order to comply with the new California law. Quotations, by the way, potentially track suspicious gun purchases and report them to law enforcement. Gun activists or gun control activists hope the code, approved by an international organization in 2022. I don't know what that is. Of course, I'm going to guess the UN, but they want to stop gun crime and increasing mass shootings. They want to do it by going after the guys and gals that buy their stuff legally and actually have credit cards, as opposed to criminals that don't use credit cards for buying stuff like that.
Imagine that, right?
Imagine that stuff. So what do you guys think about that one?
Well, it's not new. It has to do with some kind of coding. It actually has to do with a lot of things worldwide. It has to do with other countries who want them to do this. So that's kind of why they've been working on it. And for a while there, they were resisting it. But a few of them seem now that they're going to go ahead and do it. I didn't, you know, it doesn't surprise me this is coming. That's why I've always been cash is king. You know, I'm not for cryptocurrency being our only currency, because that's what'll happen. They'll control what you can buy and what you cannot buy, and they'll turn it off. And it's just about control again. That's what communists do. And this is no different. And Vance actually has a little input on this as to what he's seeing. So I'm going to let him jump in here.
Recently, I had a banking issue, and I had to go to my bank and get a new debit card. And while I'm in there with my banker getting things set up, she says, we know each other fairly well. She says, Vance, I know you're a sportsman, and I happen to notice you have some Capital One accounts. And I said, yeah. She said, I'm just going to give you this information. You do with it what you want. She said, but Capital One, recently she had a customer of hers come in and he canceled his Capital One cards and opened all credit cards at our bank because Capital One was denying him ammo purchases at a large retailer.
Oh,
So Capital One is starting to take the steps to control what you can purchase.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, legal things to buy, they're going to make it illegal. They're going to make it illegal, not even by law. They're going to do it by their own corporate proxies. So
And can you imagine if we went cashless society like a lot of people are pushing for? Then it's super easy for them to control what we do and do not buy.
absolutely, absolutely. What do you think there? I know David's got to have some thoughts on that.
Well, my thought on it is it's up to the POS systems to identify that kind of thing. The best thing you can do is shop with mom and pop stores that are using the older technology and not keeping up. Then there's no price points that the credit card system is going to follow that. Because like myself, store runs, like a QuickBooks mom and pop shops do if they're small. So we don't have credit card identification stuff. All they know is it's a sporting goods shop, and they haven't a clue what's coming through.
Absolutely, absolutely. And David owns 1760 Sports, and he has a great store. We do a lot of business with him as well, and that's why. Because for one, he's a local guy. I do not like big box stores for firearms, ammo, or anything else because they're always going to be the ones that are going to bend the knee. And of course, Double H Guns, another sponsor, them guys, same thing. Mom and pop, we love it, and I can't tell you how much I like to be doing business with those small mom and pop stores. They're safer to do business with, and they can't control you paying cash. It's just that simple. Quit using the big box commie type stores, plain and simple.
Well, and sometimes I'm thinking that, especially with all the different things that the Biden administration is trying to do against all the small gun store owners, is they're trying to push them out, and then the only place they'll be will be the big box stores, and it's ridiculous. Talking on that, of course, we've talked over the last couple of weeks, Clay, about the Biden administration announcing that zero tolerance policy when it comes to firearm retailer inspections, and that used to be that if you had paperwork that was misfiled or something was wrong, you could make amends. You could go in there and fix things. You could do different things. But now they got a zero tolerance, so they'll fine you or they'll pull your FFL. They'll pull all your stuff out there, and of course it's turned into a steel trap thing. Of course, the three people they put in charge of that, avid anti-gunners, which makes absolutely no sense to me. It's like, I mean, unless you just want to say, hey, this is what we want to do, we want to shut this business down, that's why we're bringing these three guys in. So that zero tolerance thing is you notice that there's always a zero tolerance against the law-abiding, but never against the criminals. You can always plead out and be out on your way after committing serious crimes and having illegal guns and all that stuff. But legal people like us, if we don't have a lawyer, our ass is sitting in jail. So that's just the way it works out.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know Dave will be able to attest to a little of that. When you look at FFL paperwork, that's your 4473. Now, if you're doing the electronic version, of course, it's going to be pretty hard to do anything wrong. And that's what they'd like you to do. But a lot of places cannot afford, nor do they want to do the electronic system. It's just not feasible for them. So, yeah, you guys like Dave who do a paper application, they're going to be subject to this. I don't know, Dave, have you talked to the ATF agents out of Fargo as far as how they're going to handle that?
Actually, I haven't reached out to them at all. I just assume that if you stick your head up, it's going to get knocked down again. And if it's a subject like that, they already tried to steer us in the wrong direction, so we do fail the zero tolerance policy. So I'd assume it's just like I advised before when we talked about this form in the past. Read the instructions, learn them. Don't take for face value what the ATF website tells you.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. So, hey, let's get to a few of these comments just because I find them interesting here. Dan Brown is a guy who lives over in Dickinson, great supporter of the show. Look at that. He's in the very western edge of Bullhead City, Arizona. Good to have you tonight, Dan. We love having you on here. And Lynette, hey, this is for Axe. Look at this.
Hi, baby.
Nice to see you, baby. Lauer Auto.
From TV land.
Josh Patterson here. He says, if I buy ammo, I pay cash. If I buy guns, it's with cash. There you go. Cash is king, like I keep saying. Jamie says over there at 701 Nation, he says, probably get a little closer to mic, Dave, which we're using the mics, guys. This is all stuff that we're using, laptops and cameras, so we don't have our normal setup. So yeah, it's a little bit harder, but bear with us. And Caden Foss from Lemon, South Dakota. Hey, thanks, Caden, for listening. He's actually a classmate of my son, so it's good to have those younger guys out here listening and learning about great Second Amendment rights. So good to see you guys.
Or just speak up, Dave. We know you can.
Yeah, just speak louder.
Just tilt your head back and talk real loud.
A few more of these, and you'll be telling me to shut up.
Oh, it won't take a few more.
Well, you know what? If you think about it, in the 70s and 80s, look what they did to mom and pop gas stations. There used to be service stations and everything all over the place,
Yeah.
and they taxed them completely out of it. You have to upgrade all your tanks, and it's going to cost you $1 million to do so. And most of them couldn't afford to do that type of thing. And that's why nowadays we don't have those mom and pop garages that actually can fix things anymore. We only have a few of them. And so it's one of those more things that are trying to do the exact same things to guns. They're trying to make it where it's only going to go through one, box store in your area. And if that box store doesn't want to take, your credit or whatever else, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, you're just going to be out of luck unless you reload or got enough ammo buried.
Well,
we do have the one service station that's local. LAUER Auto,
See what I mean?
Good plug there.
Good plug. Good plug. But that's what I keep saying. Please don't go buy your guns and ammo at the Walmart, especially not Walmart.
No.
Don't go to the big box stores to do it, because they're eventually going to bend the knee. They don't have your interests at all in mind. They're about profit. Nothing wrong with profit. I'm a capitalist myself, but if you give all the control to them and you eliminate the small FFL dealer, that's when we're in trouble. It absolutely will be a problem. And then and it'll be fiat regulation, but it'll be treated as law. And that's when things will really get bad for the Second Amendment. And regardless of court cases like Bruin and stuff like that, it won't matter, because they're going to do it by fiat regulation and follow the rules so they can stay in business.
Well, we want to go off on I want to go off on a topic here in a minute, talking about Minnesota's got some new proposed laws. They always do every year. It's just a crap show where they constantly want to shut down every single thing when it comes. And you know what? They're a hunting state just like we are. That's why I don't understand why they keep voting them in when they're all about hunting in there too. But apparently people are asleep in Minnesota. So, or as I call it, Sioux Falls West or East. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, it's just a joke. Sometimes people are kind of asleep with this thing. But yeah, you want to take a quick pause for
go ahead and let's pay some bills and thank some sponsors. If you got the video, just go ahead and roll it. Okay.
You got it.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro-Second Amendment, America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. LAUER Auto is your pro-Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at LAUER Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro-Second Amendment, pro-North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's LAUER Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Discover the world of firearms at Bismarck's Double H Gun Shop. With a wide range of products from handguns to rifles, we cater to all your shooting needs. We are your local gun experts. Not only do we sell firearms, reloading supplies, targets, and whatever your heart desires, but we also have a ton of knowledge and answers. We shoot, we hunt, we compete, we reload. It's been the Howard's way since 1976, and we ain't fixing to change anything. Visit our website at hhgunshop.com to browse our inventory. Double H Gun Shop, Bismarck's best new and used firearm reloading supply, gunsmithing, and sporting goods store. Double H Guns. Double H Guns. 1021 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Call 701-223-4888.
All right, we're back to Guns in the 701. Hey guys, how are you?
Convenient is that you can stop in at Lauer Auto Repair. Then when you got some time to kill, go down to H&H, buy some guns, and come back and pick up your vehicle. Perfect.
And you know, one of the things on that, the subject we were talking about Double H guns, is like, you know, they've already proven to me, I mean, if I want some of those hard to find ammo, hard to find guns as well, but you know, some of the, like my 8mm Mauser, you know, it ain't easy to find. But you know, you're not going to be able to get that from the big box stores. They're not going to be carrying that stuff because they don't care about that stuff. They're going to, you know, you're only going to be able to get that from actual guys that actually hunt, shoot, and collect, of course, the vintage rifles and more. So I mean, that's why I think guys like Double H are best for that. What we got there?
Well, H&H Guns, Jamie says, was generous enough to donate a box of ammo for Axel's and his some range testing when he gets back from gallivanting around the country. Yeah. Hey, it's a little bitty print tonight here, guys. I don't have my big screen, so I guess you're going to be on the range, huh, Ax, when you get back?
Yeah. Sounds like it. No rest for the wicked.
Reminds me of Johnny Carson. Yep.
Yeah, I sure am. You know, I've been working in radio for 30 years, and it was a fun thing coming up into South Dakota and North Dakota is you get up in an interview, especially with farmers and ranchers and whatnot, and you're like, yeah, well, you got these bulls you're selling and this and that, and you've got all the semen testing and this and that, and of course, you tell me more about it, and they go, yeah, that's what we got.
I've dealt with that myself.
Yeah, it sure is. Yep, sure is.
Yep.
Hey, by the way, so we're going to talk about Minnesota real quick. Always proposing different laws but this one is House File 3570, currently under review by the Minnesota House Committee on Public Safety and Policies. Want to ban so-called quotations assault weapons by expanding the definition used to categorize these firearms. The legislation aims to halt the sale and transfer of these weapons, initiate a buyback program, they love that, and allocate funds from the general fund for its implementation. By the way, on top of all this, they want to put a ban on 22 rimfire. So I always love it because they've always got some stupid case out there where, like, man was caught with an arsenal and 1,000 rounds in his car, and I'm like going, I'm looking above my head here on my rack. I think I got about 4,000 just in 22s alone. So, you know, apparently I'm crazy, but
no, you know what? You're an amateur, but the rest of us.
I know.
Those are rookie numbers. You need to pump them up.
Rookie numbers. Get those pumped up there. I know. But yeah. But
no,
you know, it's just crazy talk. Yeah, go ahead, guys.
That's only half hour's worth of work.
Yeah, well. I figure you guys down there hog hunting are going to be putting a little lead in the ground somewhere. So I mean, you're doing your part to leave some metallic trace, I guess.
Hey, Vance just said it. Actually, they're putting them in the hogs. There's hogs going down, probably more hogs than I've ever seen on one of our hunts. So thanks to Chris, their hawk, and the guy who runs this place, and everybody's been helping, because we've had some guys out here with dogs, running dogs, getting these pigs. They're setting up bait. They're having a lot of success. So yeah, it's been a really fun time down here. But we're putting lead in hogs. Don't doubt that.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. Of course, that's the whole point. Have some fun, do all this good stuff. I'm trying to find some of the pictures you guys got real quick, see if I can pull them up and all that. So let me see if I can. Clay showed me how to do all this fun stuff with share screen. Is that what it is? Yeah, there it is. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see if I can do a share screen. So we got that one. Can you guys see that one? Oh, you can't.
Here, You got to share it like that. There you
There it
go.
is.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. What that is the
That's
you know,
called a
you're
sandwich
supposed to
cake.
hold it's like fishing. You're supposed to hold it up much closer to the camera, Vance, so it looks bigger.
Just for the record, I didn't shoot that one.
No.
That's a sandwich pig, we call them.
Hey, guys, the
pigs.
guy that shot that one's from Maine, so, enough said.
But look at the accuracy.
Did he scream out it's coming right at me when he did that? That's
I think
He
he
might
jumped
have.
and cried.
He might
Yeah, I
have.
think he jumped and cried like a girl. I'm not sure.
No, he actually manned up.
They
He
can't all
shot
be
that with
tens.
a pistol off the airboat.
I say, in all seriousness, yeah, he shot that with a pistol off the airboat.
Shot
So.
that with a pistol off the airboat.
well, how many times you get to say that? We don't get to say that around here very often. So
Yeah.
How often does anybody from Maine get to say they did that?
Exactly.
It's true.
Jamie says, "Is that Hogzilla?"
Yes, it is.
let me see if I can get anything else on. Try to get some other stuff to work. But I know I saw
There you
all
go.
the pictures out there. Axel
There we
working
go.
hard on keeping you guys float and moving. That's the good thing right there.
Yeah, there's
least you
actually,
can-
he took a vacation from being a mechanic, and he's down here working as a mechanic.
You got to go with your strengths. That's the main thing right there. And there you go.
go.
But apparently, you guys had a tough time getting out of North Dakota a little bit with the Chevy. What was wrong with that?
Well, Chevy like a rock. They just sit
Understatement.
there. They just sit there. They're like a rock.
Still saying
Yeah.
driver error.
Well, thank
They
God
made
you
it-
weren't 1,000 miles away. You were only 100 and something miles away.
Yeah, we made it about 71 miles and blew out an air shock. So,
Yeah.
that Chevy just couldn't take the load, but that shouldn't have surprised me. So we come back and got a reliable vehicle and brought the Dodge.
Brought the Dodge. There you go.
You brought the ram.
Hey, real quick. So we had all the news going on last week, talking about the Chiefs and the ball game with the idiots that opened fire there and like that. And so I found this clip. The other day. Saw this off Fox News, of course. Kansas City mayor accused governor of racial dog whistles for calling the Super Bowl parade shooters thugs. So, is he afraid that he's going to upset his thug delegation? I mean, I don't understand the concept of you're worried about the thugs. What about the people that got shot? I don't want to get that. It's baffling to me, but it's like, there are bigger things as a mayor to be looking at. One is that you've got a town that is falling the crap. Two, I have no idea what's going on with that case, because now they've got two guys arrested that were there, but now they're saying there's two older guys, so that weren't, that were the shooters, but they didn't say that before. And we talked about the video. I don't have it ready to post up about how many people were in the crowd we could pick out that were undercover in that situation too. So it's just it's amazing with all all that if you're expecting the police to come and save you, that's not going to happen. When we say good guys with the guns, it's not going to be the police. And the police, I'm sorry to say, but are not always have your best interest at heart. And so it's just one more of those baffling things that I see happening. And of course, and I follow video and everything all day long, and that's what I do for work. And it just gets you frustrated to see stuff in comments like mayors and stuff like that. Of all the things you could be saying for encouragement to your people right now, that is not it. You got a whole city that you could be talking to and trying to comfort, but going after the governor because he called criminals thugs doesn't make any sense. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah,
No,
ahead,
that's
Corey.
what they are. That's what they
Yeah.
are. Actually seen a YouTube video, or somebody posted on Facebook, or Facist-book, like Clay says, but of one of the suspected shooters running through the crowd, and it looked like he ran past some cops, and two civilians tackled him until cops actually came and handcuffed him. So,
Right.
I mean, it's hard to say what really went on there.
Well,
Well,
let's
the
not
word-
forget that you had a bunch of embedded FBI or somebody agents in there. If you watch that video, a ton of people are going into that stadium, right? They're just going in piling. You got guys in plain clothes that are just walking by law enforcement. You telling me those weren't embedded agents within the crowd? I think
Well, they all had the same backpacks on too. I mean, that's the
Yes,
thing.
they
They
did.
were all military trained or whatever, and they were there. And it's amazing in those situations when you've got that and you're like going, but you take the Joel Osteen thing, and I'm not a fan of the Joel Osteen, but you know what? In a safe zone, or what do we call those now? Soft zones or whatever, where, they say they're not allowed to have, police or whatnot. You had 2 officers there. That woman, of course, got shot in the head. They took her down before she could kill anybody else, and she ended up killing her own son. But, that's just one of those situations where you go to show that you do have police officers that can do the job. But out on duty, it's not always that way. That's the dichotomy. Oh, that's my word of the day. It was on my refrigerator. Dichotomy of the whole situation. So it's just one of those situations where you're just baffled why there's such a disconnect in people in certain areas. I don't know. They want us to keep our churches and schools as targets, but I guess they're upset when the ball game gets hit. But
yeah. But Jamie chimes in here, 701 Nation. He says, speaking of Kansas City, Taylor Swift donated a pile of money to every town for gun confiscation. That's what we call them. Yeah, that's pretty typical, and she has no brains anyway. Evidently, they all ran somewhere else. But it's no surprise. She's a flaming liberal.
And Kelsey went ahead and donated a matching to her. So, I mean, he's got to keep up with his girlfriend. So he's matched to her, as a matter of fact, with donating to the same thing. So it's one of the same crap.
And Brian chimes in. He says, have to make a new narrative. If the facts don't match the one that they've started with, let's have it fall back to the race card. And it is. That's exactly what that is. If it doesn't fit the narrative, fall back on what works. Hey, must be racist, right?
Where they can cause division, that's where they're going to push the agenda.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Josh Pat, well, that fired people up here. That libtard is just keeping her name in the media so she can endorse Biden again. That's about right, Josh. She's been irrelevant for a long time. I mean, okay, she's got a lot of money. She's made a lot of money singing crappy music, whatever. But she's irrelevant. She's all of a sudden trying to stay relevant. She attached her train to a football guy, I guess. So, yeah. Whatever.
She's made her career out of writing songs about choosing the wrong man. So it's obviously why she's picking Biden.
There you go.
Well, once again, I mean, when we spend all our time idolizing, these musicians and whatnot, and don't get me wrong, if you can sing, I'm all good for you. I mean, there are a lot of great artists that I've seen over the years, and I play music all day long. But, I'm not idolizing you, and I'm not going to sit there and listen to every word you're saying like it's the gospel. So, I mean, that's the problem. You got too many people hanging on that type of crap, following every little things they do, and like, oh, the Swifties are going to go against you. And I'm like, well, no, great. When they come out of their basement, they can do that. They can come after me, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, we're coming up to the bottom of the hour. Let's go ahead and take a double ad. When we come back, let's get the man himself, Mr. Chris Hawk, up there with you guys, Corey. Let's visit a little bit with him, talk about the place and what we're doing there. So,
I think he's warm back there, though. He's pretty warm by the fire.
Yeah, he's liking the fire.
Go ahead and take a break, Mike. Go ahead and
all right. Guns in the 701.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. LAUER Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at LAUER Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns in the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's LAUER Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Discover the world of firearms at Bismarck's Double H Gun Shop. With a wide range of products from handguns to rifles, we cater to all your shooting needs. We are your local gun experts. Not only do we sell firearms, reloading supplies, targets, and whatever your heart desires, but we also have a ton of knowledge and answers.
We shoot, we hunt, we compete, we reload.
It's been the Howard's way since 1976, and we ain't fixing to change anything. Visit our website at hhgunshop.com to browse our inventory. Double H Gun Shop, Bismarck's best new and used firearm, reloading supply, gunsmithing, and sporting goods store. Double H Guns.
Double H Guns.
1021 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Call 701-223-4888.
All right, we're back for gunsinthe701.com with Clay and Vance and the gang. Everybody's there. Of course, we've got all our good friends down in hog hunting in Florida. Parts unknown, I think. No, actually.
Well, just a little bit south and just a little bit away from Orlando, right? That's good enough.
That's good enough. That's good enough. But so, you've got some good guests here for us today, Clay. So we'll go ahead and introduce, and we'll get them talking.
So that guy there in the middle, his name is Mr. Chris Hawk. He's the guy that runs this little place down here. And we just wanted to kind of chat with him and introduce him. So why don't you say hello, everybody, Chris?
Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing tonight?
I think everybody's doing good. So, Chris, why don't you explain a little bit about what we have here? We're hog hunting, but kind of explain to everybody in a quick way about why we do this or what we're doing.
Well, we just got a small ranch down here, and when we come down here to kill the hogs, we do it for pretty much a depredation deal. They tear the properties up. I've got large amounts of watermelon growers around us. I've got hay fields. So, we keep them thinned out so they don't root our fields up kind of like the prairie dogs do out west.
Right.
But we're just able to kill ours out a little more easier.
I do think, though, I think everybody agree that them hogs are probably more devastating to the ground than even prairie dogs because they do root it up so bad, don't they?
Yes, they do. They do, and they will destroy a crop.
Yeah, and that's money. That's money out of your pocket.
That it is.
I think for people back home or anywhere else there's no hogs, I think a lot of people realize what they see, and I got first chance to see what it looks like. It looks like somebody drug a disc through a field. It absolutely destroys the ground. Whatever's there is gone. It's done. And I don't know how many pigs it takes to do that, but it take much. I've seen what was completely clean ground, looked like fantastic prairie field for cattle, to absolutely destroyed like somebody went through the disc with a tractor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've been hearing that, of course, it's not just it's prevalent in the South, but we've got them spreading out. I mean, that's the thing is if you follow the maps over the last 20 years, as much as you guys can throw lead at them, they just seem to keep growing and growing. So really, you've been keeping them down to a certain level because it's so easy for them to kind of just blow up in population.
Oh, absolutely. And like they were saying the other day, we've got a bunch of young men down here that like to catch them with dogs. And they do it as a business, so they can sell the wild hogs for people, for food, for hunting preserves that don't have these things that allows the people to still get out and experience the hog hunting somewhere where they don't have them.
Right.
So, it's kind of transporting them here and there. But yes, they will get out and tear things up.
Yeah, we were just seeing some of those new spots just driving around here this past week when we were putting out a little corn and checking things out. I mean, places where there was nothing the night before, you go over there and it's a big area that's probably, I don't know, 100 feet by 80 sometimes it seems like, and it's just tore up. And like David said, it's like you run a disc up and down it. So it's kind of like the prairie dog. What's that, Chris?
I said it don't take very many of them. 4 or 5 hogs could root up a quarter acre a night.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, we're glad that
they do to survive, and that's just the way it is. So
we're out here. I do say that we've done pretty good. This is probably the most hogs I've seen harvested since we've been doing this as our group. And looks like everybody's having a lot of fun, and we're getting a few hogs thinned out and putting meat in the coolers. I don't know. It seems like we're seeing more hogs and getting more. Is that what you're seeing, or you kind of think?
Yeah, I think we've done really well this year. Got a few more dedicated hunters this year than in the past. You know, I mean, you go hunting camp, it's here to have fun, and
I shot my
fellowship.
first hog.
Yeah,
I shot my first hog.
Yep, Corey's got his first hog, and every time he's come down. So
in 3 trips, my first hog.
So yeah, we just have a lot of fun down here, and a bunch of great guys here.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and Chris is he's so good. He's a gracious host, and I can't say enough about him. I mean, we kind of get to run the place. He tells us the rules, and he doesn't BS us, and we like that. And of course, Chris and I have become friends, and he likes to come up to the Dakotas, but he thinks it's a little cold up there.
Yeah, a little cold. A little cold. But you know, you boys get cold down here too, so.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie, we were out there in sweatshirts this morning. I can say
Clay had
we
to
ate
go
a
off
little bit.
Clay had to go off and buy one of his fancy shirts for his Florida shirts.
My big Florida shirt.
Keep him cool.
Oh yeah.
You know, you got me hooked on that when we were down in the summer when I came down with the family in 19, and I wear that thing all the time up there now. So look at that, you converted me, Chris.
Oh, they're terrific shirts. Terrific shirts.
Absolutely.
But you know, as the old saying is, Rome do as Romans do, right?
That's right. That's right.
Hey.
And if we're very, very, very lucky, maybe we can get back to Sonny's barbecue and help Corey out. You'll have to ask him about that, everybody, when he gets back.
Did Corey get kicked out of a barbecue place? What happened?
Oh,
he's trying to get into one.
Yeah, he's trying to get into a place. Anyway.
He just throws open the door. Is this all you can eat?
Yeah, that's And then some.
It's getting deep out here. Deep.
That's all right. That's all right.
I don't know. I think the cool thing too about this is, you know, we come down there from the Dakotas. We had some boys from down here from Maine. We got the Vermont boys. Buddy of ours from Wyoming who actually lives down here in Florida. He was able to get down here. He's part of Rack's adventure team. I mean, it's just a bunch of people. We got Tennessee, Georgia. It's a lot of guys from a lot of different areas all getting together, just having a good time.
Yeah,
One
that's the good thing about it.
Maine, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he's the one that got the little hog, but we'll let him earn that.
He got a big one tonight.
Did he get a big one tonight?
Yeah,
there we go.
Well, they were pretty good styles they got, yes. And you know what was amazing? They only had to go about 200 yards from the camp to kill them.
Yeah, the guy from Maine, he could have the big hog stuffed and have the little hog stuffed on his back.
There you go. Well, we happen to have a taxidermist down here too with us.
There you go. That works out too.
He's sitting out there somewhere.
Eric Newman. You know, I'm looking at our numbers tonight as far as people watching. Well, the problem is a lot of them are down here, so the numbers are a little lower.
You brought all your friends with you.
Right here.
There he is.
There's the man.
We finally rattled his cage and got him to step up.
He's going back to the fire.
I was going to say, when it gets dark, it's always good to be by the fire, so I can understand that.
Yep.
Well, as you can see, everybody, these guys are wearing sweatshirts and beanies and things, and it is chilly out. It just because it's Florida don't mean it don't get chilly, and we learned that the first time we were down here. So don't give them crap, because it's the truth.
Well, just like when we took that boat out for a spin, y'all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And you know, we took Waylon out there to the Gulf, and well, we asked him if that was on his bucket list, but I won't repeat what he said, but it definitely wasn't on his list.
No.
Never was.
He was a trooper now, I tell you.
Yes, he was. He sat right up front like Lieutenant Dan. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to tell anybody about hog hunting, Chris, or give them a parting shot? I guess my big thing, do you actually do hunts? If people want to contact you, how would they contact you, and what would it cost for them to do a hunt? Do you do stuff like that?
Well, that subject there because, you know, this is our little piece of heaven, and I try not to advertise it, and I try to keep it private.
Perfect.
You know, there are outfitters around that, you know, if somebody does want to get into the hog hunting to do that, you know, feel free to contact me and I can get you set up. But here, Clay, you know, it's just family and friends.
That's perfect. And that the reason I brought that up is because I've been asked that many times, and I just want everybody to hear it that this is how it is. And you know, you're a pretty straightforward guy, and we like that. And but there are people down here if you want to get to that kind of place. Yeah, you can probably get a hold of you or get a hold of me, and I can put you in touch and with
I
Chris.
get a hold of you and you can put them in touch. And like I said, well, I do have friends that are outfitters that do that for a business.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fortunate in life that I've got this for pleasure, not business.
There you go.
Perfect, perfect. I got to say though, we were fortunate enough to have some guys down there with dogs, and I highly recommend that anybody, if you get the chance, get behind someone with dogs that can, you know, do that. It's not an easy lifestyle. As we found out, we lost a dog. You know, they had one of their dogs not make it, and the other one got injured pretty good. So it's not for the faint of heart sometimes, but
Nope.
I'm glad there's someone out there doing it because it was a lot of fun chasing those hogs with dogs. It's just a blast. And Eric did get his stabbed again, so hats off to him.
Well, you would have got yours too if you wouldn't have wimped out and went on across that water.
That's right. You know what? It was waist deep, and when he yelled that back, I said, "Yep, I'm out. I'm not going waist deep."
Yeah, me and Clayton decided to be supervisors at that point. We turned around and went back.
We did. Yes, we did.
Clayton's not as buoyant as he used to be.
You know what? That water's cold.
You know, just comes with age comes wisdom. See, you know, running hogs with dogs is a young man's game anymore.
Yes, it is.
Unless you're an old man that's really fit.
And we did get out there. I did get up there to over knee height and some of that stuff. And yeah, you're right. That's a young man's game, and I guess I'm just past that point.
Yes, sir.
You know, I gotta say something though about the two gentlemen that gave us the opportunity to hunt with dogs. They were stand-up people, hospitable to the end, and straight up professional. I don't know if they do it for a living or not, but we couldn't tell. They were stand-up guys, both of them. They knew what they were doing. They were on point. They were on the hog way before we thought we'd ever see one.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
We found out later that night the dog that got injured was saved. We were able to save it, and Mom was babying it good at home, and unfortunately the other one was lost, and it's just the nature of the game. It's sad to see it, but that's just how it goes.
Well, yeah. Dave, I'd like to say that it's probably a lot of that reason that dog survived was because of your first aid kit that we kind of give you grief about.
Yeah, I caught nothing but hell about having a first aid kit, and that was a wound you definitely couldn't stop with a little bit of dirt.
Yeah, he had blood clot. He had all the things we needed, and we didn't use it on us, fortunately, but he did use it on the dog, which got that dog, I think, give her enough time to get to a vet and get stitched up and get machine. They did give that dog a blood transfusion, so it was nice to see that we were able to help them out because I could tell that was kind of one of their pets. You know, that's they become your pets too. So,
well, not only that, they become your protectors as well because you know when you've got these wild boars on the run and you got them fighting with dogs. I tell you, I've got pictures that are, you know, very gruesome of people that's getting cut by them hogs. So the dogs, you know, you want to have a good, trustworthy dog to keep them off of you.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, if Eric's back there, Eric, come on up if you're back there. He can tell you about one of the boars that he stabbed. And I think the one that they were chasing, the big one, probably been fighting with this one in the same area. Eric, why don't you tell them what did we find when you were skinning and cleaning that boar?
He had fight marks all the way down to the bone on the hind quarters and front quarters from fighting with the other boar, and he had scars all over his face, his eyes. The one eye was half ripped off, and he was a fighter.
Yeah, he even had an abscess in there, which that had nothing to do with the dogs. That was everything to do with a previous fight. So these hogs are dangerous too. It's not just go in there. There's some danger involved, and I'm glad we could eliminate one. And I know Tyler told us he's coming back for revenge sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
The return. Yeah.
he will return. Well, with that, guys, I think we're going to move on to the next segment. Thanks, guys, for joining us, kind of talking about hog hunting. And I tell you what, I can't thank you enough, Chris. And hopefully we'll see you this year up there in South Dakota this year.
Love having you guys here.
All right. All right. With that, let's go on to take a time out, Mike, and we'll come back and we'll wrap up the show with some great segments. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. LAUER Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at LAUER Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's LAUER Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Maybe we'll get it.
All right.
All
We're back
right.
for Guns in the 701. Hey, hi guys. How you doing?
We're back. We're having fun. I thought that was a great segment, and hopefully everybody learned a little bit about hog hunting down here or anywhere.
Say, I got one last story I really want to work on, and then we want to talk about Jamie and the 701 Nation and what he's got planned for tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about it for a while. We've been talking about Mexico suing our gun companies. And now there's been a little movement on that. Of course, we're talking about 3-judge panel in Boston, led by Obama appointee Judge William Kayada, overruled a lower court's opinion when it said that Mexico can continue with a $10 billion lawsuit against the U.S.-based firearm manufacturer Ruger, Smith & Wesson, I should say, Glock, Beretta, and Barrett. The lawsuit, of course, is a win-win for the current U.S. and Mexican governments, who are clearly colluding against the gun industry. And if you haven't been hearing about this, basically, instead of taking care of the cartels themselves, taking care of all that, they decided that they're going to try to, well, sue us, our gun companies, for $10 billion. And now we've got hopefully that if it goes up to a higher court, we've got somebody with little brains that keeps that from happening. So I'm hoping that stops. But we'll wait and see. What do you think about that, Clay?
Oh, wow. There's so much there. So we're going to let a foreign nation start suing our American companies over a problem they didn't commit, they didn't create, and try to basically, I don't know, what do you want, shake them down for what, 10 billion? Is that what you said?
Yeah, 10 billion.
I mean, really, we're going to let a foreign nation who's flooding this country with illegal aliens and fleecing
12,000 a day. 12,000 a day.
This country, and then let them sue our gun manufacturers and try to bankrupt them. Yeah, I have a feeling that no matter what happens, this will go up the chain. I think it'll, if they keep doing it, it's going to end up in the Supreme Court, and we know how that'll go. I'm pretty sure the Supreme Court will throw it out based on a lot of things. I mean, there's not just Bruin case, but so many other cases that have been done this. We also have the Protection and Commerce law on the books already for gun manufacturers. So, but the thing is a foreign nation that has no rights in this country shouldn't even be allowed to use our court system to try and fleece a gun company, a private company that has nothing to do. Why don't they go after their own cartels? Why don't they go after everything else?
The Mexican cartels have been having a heyday exploiting Biden's administration's asinine policies. Of course, trafficking record amounts of sex slaves and Chinese-made fentanyl into the homeland. We're talking about, of course, the former is destroying the precious lives and killing Americans at a tune of 70,000 a year. So, we're looking at that and like going, there was actually a little bit of weirdness today. There was, I forgot what senator or congressman was bringing it up. I gotta put it in my head here. I got too much stuff in there. but was pitching. He was pitching the demilitarized zone between, just like they have in North Korea and South Korea, on our southern border, where there's a zone where it's a no-go, except for the roads that are for traveling of goods and whatnot. It's a no-go. So you don't cross across those lands. Nobody does. So, I mean, hey, if it gets to that point, it gets to that point. And I'm sorry if a lot of the liberals don't like it, but you know what? There's a certain point where you're like, if you don't want them hitting our borders and sucking up all our infrastructure, and then traveling on our dime to other cities and whatnot, and causing the overburden of all our systems instead of just Texas, then there's got to be something done. And you know, it's been done in other places. It was done in Israel. It's done in a few other countries. I mean, there's a heck of a wall in between. Take Dominican Republic and Haiti. If you ever flown over those, that's one island but two countries. One side of it is brown, where it's all been burnt and slashed, and the other side is green and lovely. That's because there is a giant wall separating pretty much the country from one end to the other. So, I mean, if you take pride in your country and you don't want people coming in, you keep them out, and your side prospers.
Well, let's not forget that with this open border that's going on right now, the amount of illegal guns coming across our border is insane. And a lot of them are AK-47s or other variants that are from other countries, China, Czechoslovakia, name your country. These guns are coming in here illegal along with the illegal people. Now, I say shut the border down. It would not be the first time we've done that in our history. We have shut it down completely. It's time to do that. Let's stop this. But it's not going to happen because this is what this administration wants. They want to destroy this country from within. Imagine bringing in people with guns that are military age fighting men. They're not men and women for the most, coming from every nation in this world. It ain't just Mexicans. It ain't just even Latin Americans. They're coming from China. They're coming from the Middle East. They're coming from all over the world to America. And the thing is, when they cross that border, they seem to know where they're going. There's a guy that I keep promoting on here, and he has a show called Law and Border. He talks to them as they come over, and they say, yeah, we're going to Minnesota. We're heading to Minneapolis. We're heading to Chicago. We're heading to name your big city. They even had a guy on there, I'm heading to Sioux Falls. Oh, that's great. That's what we need over here, a Chinese war fighting age man heading there, and he's an illegal.
Large liberal cities.
Large liberal cities. Vance nailed it. This is happening all over the United States. So we have an issue going on, and until that border is closed, and it may be too late. I don't know. There's so many in here now. I don't know if we could even reverse this.
No, I think it can. Stop it. Just close that border completely and do the no-fly zone. I mean, a no zone whatsoever in between. And it's like, you know what? If you're upset about that, then, you know, and you don't like it on your side, apply for citizenship.
I love what Texas did. They took the matter in their own hands and enough.
And everybody got all pissed off about it. Everybody got pissed off about it. But you know what? You think about all these towns. We've talked about this, the Martha's Vineyards and the Chicagos and all the other things that complained. Well, we can't handle this. This is too much for us to handle. It's draining our resources. Well, all that was happening in one place. It was happening on the borders of Texas and Arizona and whatnot. And they've been dealing with that for decades. And of course, they've been footing the bill for that as well. So now, once the governor of Texas actually made a good point, is like he's letting everybody else share in what the payment is for letting your borders be so porous.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I agree. We got to do something. So, you got anything you want to add? No.
Well, I think we do. I completely agree with what everybody's saying. We need to shut down the borders. And I think there's a lot more to the big picture than any of us are ever going to actually know. We can make accusations and form our opinions all we want, but the government's hiding stuff and pushing agenda behind our backs and just trying to calculate ways to take over. And bringing in illegals that can vote on their side is the biggest thing they're doing.
Yep. Absolutely. There's a lot of levers being pulled here. I have no doubt that this is about bringing in illegal people, illegal guns, illegal drugs, and destroying from within, because they know that's the path to destroying the country.
With the illegals voting and dead people,
Yeah.
they can wrap it up.
Guys, if anything happens to me, I will not be voting Democrat, so please make sure I don't.
No, well,
I don't know, David.
I haven't found any suicide notes around here either. So
You guys got anything to ask, Corey or David? You want to add to that?
I'm good.
The part that makes me curious about the population shift like that is, will the census start counting illegals and then get lost in the mix of if they're citizens or not to help change the electoral college?
yeah.
I think that's one of the goals of it. You've already got states like California, a lot of these, and that's what they want to do. They want to count illegals. Well, guess what that would do if you count them as citizens? That could completely change the landscape as far as what Congress looks, especially like the Senate and the House that are so close. Can you imagine if they won 2 or 3 and were given 2 or 3 more seats in the House? That'd be devastating.
And it would have a bigger border crisis than we do now if they start letting them vote.
Yeah, big time.
And I brought this up today because I found this out for us. So this is the one of the more recent of the census things. I'm talking about the counties in persistent poverty. Well, there's a reason why that is on the border of Texas, why it is like that continually. There's a reason why these areas that are inundated with people that, it comes hand in hand. I mean, you got some of these areas that are like this. I mean, it's a little different for us up in North Dakota and South Dakota. I mean, I think we can see the different areas that we have more poverty of, but apparently
that reservation.
there was a dot on my house. I don't know why that was, but
is that why you're not here with us?
That's maybe part of the reason. Yeah, because nobody likes a freeloader on the hog hunt trip. That's what the deal is.
We could stop by and pick you up.
Yeah, we could. You could swing by. It's in the boat.
Could have. You drove right by.
Yep.
You could have bet us on your shoulder. You could have had your thumb out with a bag and a rifle. You'd be right here with us.
Well, actually, I'd be all right till I hit the state border on that, because I mean, you could do that in South Dakota, but in North Dakota. But once you get out of here, they don't like that too much. They don't like. Hey, real quick, I got a couple things I want to hit because I don't want to forget about this. Of course, I want to talk about Jamie. It's got 701 Nation coming up tomorrow. He's got a good show. He's talking about his guest, our Muley Master, Wayne Muth, and Team UOA member John Arman. And I believe you know him, don't you, Clay? Of course.
Yeah, I do. We had him in a special episode, Jamie and I did last year, talking about bow hunting specifically in North Dakota. And I think it'll be a good show. I think Armin and we probably had some differences on what we thought about that. But in the end, I think he actually saw what we were talking about. We still all ended up leaving as friends.
Right. Well, this is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it was good, lively discussion, and it dealt mostly with bow hunting. And I imagine that may come up tomorrow. Who knows? But I think John's going to be a good guest. I really encourage everybody to listen in. Jamie won't let him get away with anything. No. I don't know if they're going to be completely discussing. And Wayne Muth is a great guy as well. So, yeah, tune in. I think it's going to be a really good show.
Well, they say they're going to be talking about the 3 things each of them have learned about hunting over the years, and that's going to be at 7 p.m. Mountain Time and 6 o'clock Central Time, as a matter of fact.
Well, the most important thing I've learned over hunting is don't use too bright of a light, because the deer do this, and then you get holes.
What? You use the right bait. Use the right bait on your snipe, I guess. Yeah, there you go. So.
I guess.
An egregious amount of coffee always helps with accuracy. Pound coffee all day.
Or energy drinks.
Yeah, energy drinks. I got to tell you, I'll talk to you, Clay, about my son. He's into that phase of energy drinks now. So, and he wonders why he's so jittery all the time. And he's skinny. Of course, he'll be like me in no time, I'm sure. But,
yeah, they help. As you can see, they help.
Yeah. Can you imagine how
Ladies,
big you'd be
Corey
without
Merriman,
images?
contact us at gunsand701.com, gunsand701.com. We'll get you hooked up with that fine specimen of a single man, Mr. Corey Merriman.
Fine specimen, as a matter of fact.
We've been trying all week to help him meet his significant other, and it's just not working out.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Can we put Corey's information up there? Do we need to put his phone number? And
I'm looking for the button for Corey's information. I don't want to dox him.
website, meetcoreymerriman.com.
Give me a minute and I'll check and see if that site's
He's
available.
half a mile down. He has left the building. He's gone.
He's gone.
He's left the building.
I mean, it's only got 3 walls, but he's gone.
Tell him it's dark. It's not safe out there.
He's a humble man.
But anyway, yeah, well, you guys are having a great time. It's good to see that. And, I'm sorry I couldn't make it this year. And I'm literally for. I did a little bit of hog hunting back in South Carolina back in the 90s. But since the 90s, it has blown up something severely across the South. Of course, it just spread like wildfire. What? What?
Hey, Corey, you didn't want to see the
Give him a call, guys. He's a good guy.
Corey Merriman.
He is a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
His measurements are available by request.
Which ones?
Whichever ones you want, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And they
he's
come
got
to
it right, he says.
and to make him feel better, they come in European things, so they're in centimeters, so it's so much better.
Is that your?
Actually, put my phone number up.
Don't spit on your camera there, Claire. Come on. I almost got a spit take out of you, didn't I? Corey, hi.
Give us a spin. Give the ladies a good look.
Nope.
Oh.
I don't want to show too much.
Give us a little walk, Corey.
No, I don't want to show too much,
You don't want to give away everything for free, Corey. That's what it is.
Yeah. You got to save a little bit, for suspense.
Leave them guessing. That's what I say. Anyway.
Again, Corey Merriman, 605-490-8068. He's there to date. All right. Anyway.
All your manly moves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're a firefighter, right?
Volunteer, yes.
Yeah, there you go. Chicks dig firefighters.
He's good with the hose.
There you go.
Certified, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Certified with the hose.
There you go.
Perfect. He's dated some certifiable women, but hey, what the heck?
Can we put their numbers up too?
No.
No.
He burned their numbers.
Well,
anyway,
I got one thing left for you guys to look at, and you'll enjoy this if you can read it in the small screens that you guys got. San Francisco Transit refuses to release crime surveillance videos because it will make people racist.
Wow.
Releasing videos would create a racial bias in the riders against minorities on the trains. And I'm going, didn't you just do that by writing that? I'm not quite sure if that's what I'm thinking, but yeah. One more reason why it's not on my bucket list to ever go to San Francisco. So there you go for that one right there. But we don't have a happy ending for tonight. But then again, who knows what can happen.
The happy ending is the happy ending tonight is that we've been able to exercise freedom, our Second Amendment, have some fun, help with eradicating hogs, and just send some freedom seeds downrange. So that's the happy ending of the night. I really do.
Yep.
I can't say enough. It's been a lot of fun down here.
Yep.
And if Corey's phone starts ringing off the hook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the best thing
Guys,
about it,
we're
Corey,
in-
is there are no long distance charges applied to. So even though you're in Florida right now, no long distance charges applied.
There you go.
You're in
With
the
friends
continental
like
United
you, who needs enemies?
And you two forever.
I think that might be a new T-shirt.
There.
Hey, we got to put something. We got to put something in there. Come on. There we go.
I won't be. I didn't do that one. Now, hey, coming up on Friday, of course, is Mitchell in the Morning. I will not be joining you guys, but I'm sure that you and Todd will do a great job again. I'll be on the road. We're leaving Friday morning and heading north.
Right.
We're going to leave this beautiful weather
Yeah.
and be heading back home. But so I know that you guys can handle it. So make sure you tune in. 7:15 Mountains, 8:15 Central, KFYR 550. You can find it on iHeart or any place else that you can find KFYR radio, or just tune into your AM dial. Again, 7:15 Mountain, 8:15 Central.
That's right.
Or Mitchell in the Morning with Guns in the 701.
We'll have it taken care of for you guys. Well, you guys all have a good one. Of course, yeah. You doing there, Corey? Anyways,
His phone's already ringing.
It's working. It's ringing off the hook over there.
He's already hit mute twice.
He's like, yes, vibrate. There you go. Good job. Anyway,
there you go.
It's already working.
It's already working, huh?
Mm-hmm. Be doing some TP creeping tonight there for Corey. There you go. All right. Well, I got nothing else. You guys got anything else?
Nope, I've got everything good.
Where's
right
Waylon?
now. Well, Waylon's somewhere.
Okay.
I think he's in the spirit world, but we'll take care of him.
Waylon's right back here. Right here.
There you
The
go.
legendary Waylon.
There you go. All right, everybody.
All right.
Well, that's it for this time. Of course, I do appreciate everybody tuning in for Guns in the 701, and of course on all the different platforms. We've been really great. Clay, once again, if anybody wants to get in contact with us, they can do so by going to
Guns at gunsinthe701.com. That is our email address. Guns at gunsinthe701.com. Or check out the website, gunsinthe701.com. We got everything you need to know about there, including you can make a donation for one of them flamethrowers, and you know what that's about. So
right.
We got to be careful how we say that.
That's right. And that's a little box we've got up in the corner right there. You can go right there and do that, as a matter of fact, and we'll take care of you.
Absolutely.
So that's all for gunsinthe701.com. Ooh, nice hat. I like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
koozies.
very
Gotta
nice.
get the
I'm hoping to get one of those when you guys come back this way. Thank God you're not driving. You're not driving the Chevy, so you can make it this way.
That's right. We can make it. We'll be good to go.
That's all right. All right. Well, we're all good to go. And then we thank our sponsors, of course, Double H Guns, and of course, our good friends. Where is he, by the way? Where is he sitting in there? Is he over by the fire?
Right there.
Lauer? There. Oh, there you are. Okay. I'm sorry. The little tiny screen over here. So there we go.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for helping us out and making sure this all possible. Of course, we'll be back again next week, and hopefully everybody has a really good time down there on the trip, and we get some good photos because we can get a new opening for the show and everything on that too. So let's have some good stuff and some new flamethrower stuff, and we'll be good to go. Everybody else, of course, thanks a lot for tuning in, and you guys have a good one. All right.
Hey, keep your powder dry. And
There you
always
go.
remember, the Second Amendment protects all the others, guys.
There you go.